Usually, when we talk about Tupac, it's surrounding his beef with Biggie Smalls, his tragic death, or where you think he falls on the list of greatest rappers, dead or alive. But in the FX docuseries Dear Mama, we get a more intimate and personal look at Tupac's life and his relationship with his mother. She played a huge role, yet we never really hear about the dynamic between the two of them. Executive producers of Dear Mama, Alan Hughes and Jamal Joseph, were the perfect couple to do this project because they were there when all of it was unfolding. So check it out. Alan, Jamal, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Ashley.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
So, Alan, why right now with the Dear Mama documentary coming out, why is this such an important time, or was it planned at all, like with whatever we have going on in the world today?
It wasn't planned. It was just my personal journey of wanting to understand Tupac. And because I was raised by a single feminist woman, I figured, hey, I'll find him through his mother, who was a well-known activist and a former Black Panther. But why now? It's funny, right in the middle of making this, it's actually not funny. The whole pandemic hit, the George Floyd situation happened, all those protests. And I just kept remember seeing in the news, in the streets, you kept hearing changes. You kept hearing Tupac music at these protests. And there's a moment at the end of part one where he gets beat up by the police really badly. And you see an image of him. And he talked about he can't breathe. He can't breathe. And you see an image of him in a hoodie. He looks like Trayvon Martin. I go, these things are, it's just, it's an eternal struggle, this human rights, this fight for social justice. So it's always timely. So why now? It's always timely.
Yeah, there's a relevance that, it's unfortunately, it's like grandma's food is always good, but oppression in America never disappoints, and so Afeni, who was a member of the Black Panther Party, taught me and taught a lot of us about the 10-point program. I joined the Panthers when I was 15. Afeni became my big sister, my mother figure. I'm one of the New York Panther 21, the same case that Afeni was on. We were facing 300 plus years together. I knew Tupac when he was in the womb. Here's an interesting reflection. The Black Panther 10-point program, which was the core of what we taught and organized around, was written about 58 years ago. And Tupac's lyrics to songs like Dear Mama, and Keep Your Head Up was written, about 30 years ago. Both of those things are still relevant today. What Afeni believed in as a Panther and what Tupac rhymed about, the good, the bad, and the unfiltered, still relevant today. And I think what the docuseries does is allow you to understand what made them believe what they believe, live like they lived, and what made them keep getting up no matter how many times they were knocked down.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of walks me into my next question, because I was going to say, we know Tupac and we love and know his music. He's always ranked among the top rappers, and we kind of talk about his career whenever he comes up. So why was it so important to you to make this documentary and take the angle of the relationship between he and his mother?
Personally, because I wanted to understand the meaning of his journey, and I wanted to understand. I was a friend. We were friends. We started our career together. We had a complex relationship that wasn't simple, to say the least. As I traveled the world, you see that mural everywhere in Africa, South America, and Asia, and everyone projects what they want into Tupac: a lover, a fighter, a saint, a sinner, a poet, a prophet. And for me, I was like, what does he mean to me? And I know how great his music is, how great his poetry is, his lyrics, and how singular he was in his passion on wax. Like, you can feel his soul. But I wanted to understand his journey, and I knew I'd find him through his mother's story, because we're both mama's boys, fatherless mama's boys.
Yeah, it's a common point for us, right? Alan was raised by his mom. I was raised by my grandmom and by Afeni. And as Black men who did, Afeni always said, I didn't make my son strong because I'm raising a Black boy in a society that kills Black boys. and his two black boys who managed to survive, in no small part due to the strong women in our lives. This was a great kind of exploration point, and we understood the real story had to be told with the interweave of both of their lives.
Well, I cannot wait for people to sit down and see this. I can't wait to sit down and watch the entire thing myself. I thank you both so much for making this. It gives us a different angle into, the life of Tupac and his mother. And I think it's really going to draw us closer to him. And, I just thank both of you so much for making it. I think now is a perfect time for us to connect like that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ashley. And in the words of Tupac, for you and your audience, keep your head up.